Shoaf, who serves on the board of directors of Oklahomans for Equality. He is a community activist advocating for multiple communities. I've never met anybody who researched, devours information, and is a walking encyclopedia on about every single issue that you need. He was recognized by Freedom Oklahoma as Volunteer of the Year because he found all the bills that the legislators had introduced when they introduced about 4,000. He's an incredible advocate at the Capitol, a fierce and ferocious ally to multiple communities, and we're very honored. He also is very sweet dear to all of us because he gives us a place to dance every week over at Club Majestic. Give Chris Momas a big hand.
Just going to try to not screw this up too badly after an introduction like that. So I've kind of got more of a little bit of a scripted kind of thing for you all tonight. So tonight we are here for World AIDS Day. It was designated on December 1st, 1988. So yes, we're now 29 years in. We are gathered here to commit to raising awareness on the AIDS epidemic, to mourn the very many who we have lost, and to find a direction forward to end new HIV transmissions. This year, 36.7 million people are living with HIV in the world. And of that 36.7 million, 19.5 million are receiving life-saving treatment. We have also seen a reduction in global AIDS-related deaths by 48% since 2015. Definitely something to clap about. So, in the nation, in 2016, there were nearly 40,000 new HIV diagnoses. We have had a reduction among people who inject drugs, along with gay and bisexual men. But other segments of our community have had an increased diagnosis rate, such as gay and bisexual Latinx men. We must work diligently to make sure that these segments of our community have the resources that they need to prevent and treat HIV while also working to address the stigma surrounding it. And items of prevention are not only behavioral, biomedical, or burial methods like condoms. They are social, they are economic, systemic, and they are definitely political. We must address all contributing factors of HIV to end HIV among all populations. In Oklahoma, for 2016, we had 5,954 people living with HIV. Of those 5,954 living with HIV, 2,757 of them had an AIDS diagnosis. Oklahoma had 295 new HIV diagnoses in 2016, and 64 of those cases were diagnosed in the county of Tulsa, while 1 in 7 people living with HIV are still unaware of their HIV status. So now we're going to kind of turn to the legislative end of this. So 3 years ago, after being drafted, we must again commit ourselves to pushing an updated HIV prevention education bill for public schools through the Oklahoma legislature this session. We came so far last year, but the vote failed on the House floor. This session will be extremely important for those of you here tonight to help us pass this life-saving legislation. And we must not end with this one bill. We must draft, refine, and lobby for more preventative policies that match the data and the science surrounding HIV. This year, we also got official word from the CDC that undetectable equals untransmittable. Undetectable is considered to be 40 viral copies or less per milliliter of blood. This announcement came after a number of large studies showed no new transmissions between magnetic or serodiscordant partners who were engaging in condomless sex. This data adds to the continual evidence that treatment is paramount to the quality of life and the prevention of new HIV transmissions. And we must continue to remain engaged in not just the data, but the science behind it. Lastly, we can all end HIV. We can do it by being unafraid to talk about HIV, by getting educated about HIV. We can do it by eliminating stigmatizing words and language from our own vocabulary. and by remembering those who lived and passed before us, and by celebrating those who are still here today. Thank you.